All right. So this chapter, what we're going to start today, if I got everything right in the assignment thing, God only knows, is on creating your own classes. And I think I've explained to you before that this is like being a programming god, okay? Where you get to create items that I mean the whole thing behind object-oriented programming is that we can take objects out in the world and turn them into digital objects that have attributes and methods or descriptions and verbs. You know, what do they do? And again, if you look at an object as a noun, the things that describe it are adjectives, right? In our case, attributes. And things that that object can do, those are your methods, okay? So now we get to create those things. What are the attributes of our object? What can our object do? Things like that. The other thing, what we'll do is we create, so it's like a blueprint. We're going to create like a blueprint to create our objects from, okay? And that's called, when we create them, that's called instantiation. We're going to create an instance of the object, okay? And then what we can also do is we can have subclasses. For instance, let's say I wanted to create a class called people, okay? And I'd come up with some attributes for them, age, gender, name maybe, okay? Then I can take that people class, a person class, whatever, human being class, whatever. And then I can make a subclass of that where I say, okay, take this human, all the attributes from this human, and then I want to add to it. In other words, I could create a subclass called student or salesperson or professor. And then I would add more descriptive stuff to that, okay? So we use a term called extends. This one extends the human being or whatever. So we can create those subclasses. You could do animals and then go into, well, what kind of animals? Well, are they reptiles, mammals, fish, whatever, okay, if you want to do that. And again, it's all about, some of it's about reusability, okay? We can reuse that code. We don't have to go in and rewrite the code of how to get somebody's name, how to get their age. We just say, okay, salespeople are part of that class. Okay, they're human. So all people are human. So we got their name, we got their sex, we got their age, all before we even start talking about being a salesperson or anything like that. I think I've also told you my little story on object-oriented, my allegory of the cave description, where Plato in part 7 of the Republic, I believe it is, describes a cave where people are chained together facing a wall. And what they see on the wall is an instance, okay? Because behind them is a light or a fire burning, and somebody walks by and they put an object in front of the fire. It's like shadow puppets. And the people, all we see, the people are chained together, are what the objects on the wall are, or an instance of the real object, okay? The real object. And I think I've told you before too, it's like there at some point somebody decided that what a chair was, okay? So they had the almighty chair, And from that, the people came up with, okay, a chair has this, a chair has that, a chair has this. And that's, in that instance, it's like chairness that has chairness, okay? And, but so now we get to do that. We get to create those things. And once we create the objects, we can even make them arrays of those objects. In other words, we can have more than one student. We can have an array of students instead of array of integers or an array of strings or whatever. We can now have an array of students or whatever we want to do. Okay, so that's what we're going to start today. I think there's 2 homework assignments. One is to create a fan, and the other one I think is a stock, like in the stock market. Stock. But today I think what I'm going to do as an example, and this is more than what's in the book, is we're going to create a dog. Okay, we're going to create our own dogs, and that's my plan for today. Any questions? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead here and open up my NetBeans. Yeah, it made a heck of a mess. My poor wife. She's in there cleaning up my mess.
You were like, oh no, I have a class.
In
Well,
2
good
minutes.
luck.
Exactly.
You're like, wow, that's unfortunate. Well, good luck.
All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to share. Close this one. All right, I'm going to minimize you guys here. All right, so I'm assuming you guys can see my screen.
Yep.
And I'm going to do new project. Ant. Let's say AKC. AKC. What do I want? Animals or something. A dog show or something. I don't know. AKC, American Kennel Club Dog Show. Looks good. All right, so we have this now. And we'll just put this in here. And today, getting down to the end of the month already. I see some stuff in other states as opening up. Of course, Illinois, we're a train wreck, so we probably won't.
I think they're waiting until 2 weeks of declining cases to do it.
Yeah, I was watching a guy, a professor and doctor out of California yesterday, talking about the best thing to do is let everybody just interact with everybody. The people will build up an immunity just by, of course, you would keep people that are at high risk, like nursing home patients. You're not going to do that too. But I mean, it's the same thing. Like when we give somebody, when you get a shot for the flu, it's the same thing in a sense as getting the flu. Getting the flu, you build up antibodies. Well, since people like your guys' ages a lot of them don't even know they have it. They're asymptomatic. That you guys could have the antibodies already, or have had the disease already, or the virus, and not even know it. And this,
Yeah.
They need to improve antibody testing before I think I'll be safer and
well,
more,
but you have asthma,
yes.
you're a high risk.
But I also was in an airport, so I might have already caught it and not known.
There you go.
They need to ramp up antibody testing, really.
Okay, but anyway, I don't know. I'm not. I think it's crazy myself. I don't know.
I
Program.
heard Pritzker actually got sued.
Yeah, I saw that and he lost.
Yeah. The thing was though, the guy that sued him, he was the only person that received like any sort of like compensation though.
Yeah.
Like he was hoping that like, everybody would get compensated for whatever, but
Okay, I'm just gonna call it that. Lack of anything else here. All right, let's see that. This, Control C it, copy it. All right, so this is going to be our main program where our stuff runs, but I'm not worried about that right now. We're going to go up to File here, new file, click on it, and we want a Java class right here. Okay. We're going to hit next, and it's just going to be called dog. If you hate dogs and have cats, I don't care if you eat cats. Or whatever, pigs, any kind of animal. And then you get this. Notice there's no main. Dog. Okay. So let's look at this. In our class, I have a requirement that you have to have constructors. If you look at some programs in the book, they will not have what are called constructors. And I'll show you what that means in a few minutes. I'm going to import a scanner. I know I need that. I just always do this to me. Yeah. Pause in the action here. Okay. I don't care. All right, so we got that. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm not going to leave my scanner there. my scan. Hold on here. Scan. Or did I lose my?
You have a capital P on your on the private statement.
Oh, there it is. Thank you. Okay, so we got that. So now we're going to create a default constructor. And the constructors have to have the same name as the class. Okay, so it'll be public dog. That's it. I guess you know if it's inside of there. And then we'll make one that is a parameterized constructor. Same name. You say, well, how can you do that? Well, it has a different signature. And by that, I mean it's going to say public dog, and not Doug. And then, let's see, we'll do, height. String group. And string color. So if you're going to create a dog with this one, the input to call this has to have all these parameters, arguments to fill all these parameters. Okay. So if we just want to create a dog, we can. Right now, it doesn't have anything in there. And same thing here. Okay. So in here, we're going to go up here again. And we're going to create some variables for all these things. So we're going to say private, string breed, private, int, height, private, int, weight, private, group, and private, color. Now, this is where these variables here are not the same as these variables here, even though they have the same name. And you say, well, Doug, why'd you give them the same name? I just want you to know that in a lot of books, they do this like this. Even though these are different, it could be confusing. Because if you're looking for this one, if I double click that, this one up here doesn't light up. If I double click this one down here doesn't light up because they are not the same. Okay? They are not the same variables. But, and I could put M's in front of these, M underscore, you know, to differentiate them from these. And that might be more user friendly. But when you go to your book or to other books, most of the time they don't do that. They just assume that you understand that these variables are different than these variables here. Okay? Now, I would have you type all these things out. Okay? All, because every one of these needs two procedures with it. Okay, they're called sets and gets. The set ones are, we want to set a value for the variable. The get ones are, we want to go find out what's being stored in that variable. So one puts in the data into the variable. The other one goes and gets the data from the variable. And you need to type all those, okay? But instead, what we're going to do here is, let's see if I can put it right here. Right click and insert code and getters and setters. And you can see it found them.
Wait, how did you do that?
I'll show you again. Go down here under this brace, okay, and then right click, and right here it says insert code. Click it, go down the list and go to setters and getters. And we want all of those. So I'm going to just click on dog and hit generate. And you should have all these now.
I've got them.
Well, that's good. Okay. So then we're going to clean these up. Go ahead and put your, and move your brace down for each one. So clean it up so it looks like that. How we doing?
I have everything you do.
Anybody else not ready? Or anybody not ready? All right, we're in here inside a dog, the parameterized one. And we're just gonna do this. This means this form. In other words, the person calling this needs to provide all this information. And then it's saved to the program. So this is them sending it in. It fills all these, their arguments. Come here, fill this in, okay? And then it's saved to these variables up here at the top. All right. We're gonna go over to our dog show over here. And because dog is in our package, we can just do this, dog. What was it? It was, height, let's see, 30, move 5. What's the next group? Um, so there's our thing called my pet. We don't have to print it all out. We can just print breed. And we'll put color in. Oh. No, it was breed, was it not? Why is it saying that? I find symbol. Better. Oh, I got it wrong here. Oh, hello. I forgot get. There we go. So here I'm instantiating a dog. And if I wanted to, I could say, hey, he says he doesn't want to be on this.
He's like, hey, are you making a program about me again?
So the thing is, I can create as many pets as I want. Oops. Oh, I forgot to put a 2 here. So now I got 2 pets. Whose is not working? Coffee. Thank you. Hot. They can stay out for a while. Okay. Well, maybe not. If they're going to be barking, let them in. So everybody's works. If I look at your screen right now, if I think everybody,
Mine is operational.
Would you be able to run yours for me one more time, please?
do what now?
Would you be able to just run yours one more time for me? Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Anybody else? Katie, you good?
Yeah, I'm just a little behind on putting it in.
In what part?
I'm still on my pet too.
Oh, okay. I'll give you a second.
the real question is, who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
Who?
Ooh. My wife.
Oh,
I'm going to end up getting up because she's leaving. And as soon as they see somebody walking down the sidewalk or in the alley, they're going to be going nuts.
sounds about right. Yeah.
God, that song is gonna be stuck in my head all day now.
So are you guys kind of understanding what we're doing here?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense up till now, so I don't have any issues.
And so right now we're mostly focusing on just being able to display something that comes from a completely separate class, right? Like we're not
Right.
okay.
In the next part, we're going to use the default one. And you can mix it up and that. And some people leave all of their, I'm going to change all those sets to private instead of public. So you can't reach them from over. Because right now I could go to set and set these values from in this program. Because over here, these are all public, right? So I can reach those. In other words, let's see here. I could do something like, before I do that, I could say, told you. See what I'm saying? Instead of putting constants in here, I can put in, or literals, I'm sorry. I could have here where I ask the user, well, what does your dog weigh? What type is it? What is the name of the breed? What is that? And then just put the variables in here. Understand what I'm saying? So instead of hard code, if I wanted this program to work over and over, I could just say, okay, I want to put something called breed here. I want to put a height here. I want to put a weight here. And I could have it asking the user over and over again what the type of dog they have. Okay. And then just feed that back into the dog class. But what I did instead, what I'm going to do is go back to my dog class and fix it so that, I'm going to kill them in a minute. Let's go ahead and create something here. So we're going to go down here first. And then this one's going to be called, I'm going to call it get integer. Long. Yeah. So it's going to be int get integer. Private int integer. And actually, there's going to be a you know what? I'm going to change this to choose. That's better. Okay, so this is just going to be everybody caught up.
The my scan part doesn't work. When did you set that up?
It used to be my scanner, but he changed it.
Okay, I got it now.
Anybody else? Okay, we're gonna go to, let's see here.
Could you scroll down to the bottom once again?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Take a look here. And under the default one, we're gonna say set read. Oh, get rid of that. And that's fine. Say, let's scan. Say, and this can be go to private. And this should be fine up here under dog now. Okay, under set height, we're gonna get rid of this. Change this to private. And this. So this is gonna validate that they put in an integer. And we'll do, oops, that's weight. This should say height. Let me copy this. Damn it. This one actually goes down here. Weight here. And this one up here should be weight in inches. That's right, that's right, that's right. Weight in inches, sizes. It's not used, that's right. So now up here, we're gonna go. Why is that not?
Didn't remove weight from the set weight thing, or int
No.
weight.
None of those set things that you just put in worked for me. I don't know what
Hang
you.
on a minute. What did I do wrong? Oh, is that the private? Get rid of this. That's better. So those are fine now. I'll move.
Mine is still underlined in red.
Yeah, I'm going there, buddy. So here's what you should have. This should say private.
Private. I have private there.
There shouldn't be anything in between those.
Mm-hmm.
This should be private here. There shouldn't be anything in between those. And now when you go back up here, it should be fine. Yes, no?
Yes.
Mine's still messed up. Let me look at this real quick.
Where's yours?
I still have red for like the set breed, set height, set weight.
For all of them?
Yeah.
Did you
I
change
think
it to private? All the sets should be private right now.
yeah, so set private, set private, set private. Oh, here I think I see what I did.
Got it?
No, mine's still messing up for some reason, but it's looking the same as yours. Or at least I think it is. I might be missing something. Look one more time.
You removed the parameters, right?
Oh shoot, that's what it is. Oh gosh. Yep, that'll do it.
Okay.
All right, now we're good. Thank you.
Okay, so then we're gonna do set group. We'll run down there. Set group, make it private. Get rid of the group here. And then we're gonna say Looks like the Navy Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds are flying over New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania right now
Kind of
to
cool.
salute the nurses and doctors and stuff. Okay, so that's our set group. And then we got one left. I think it's set color, is it not? By doing this, I'm kind of controlling what can go in these. In other words, if I just left them public, you could have called them from AKC Dog Show and put anything in. All you would have to do is send, you could have put the breed as monkey. It wouldn't have mattered. And that's kind of still the case right now, but I'll show you later. We're going to control the group, for instance. Okay? But if I don't do something like that, I either have to control it over here in the dog show, or I have to control it in the class, or the user is going to be able to type anything they wanted. Same thing with the height and weight. If I didn't put that in and just said set weight, and they could crash the program, right? From what they're going to see in the dog show, it would say enter your weight, and they could type in the letter A and crash the program. They'd either have to have some way to make it user friendly in that class, or like we're doing over here, when they're going to put in a number like that, we're going to check it, okay, down here in our get integer. So let's fix this one here. I said our color is going to be private. I'm going to get rid of this. So it all has to do with user friendliness in my case. So you may not see this in other programs you look at, right? Put a space there now. No. Okay, same thing here. It'll be my scan next. I think that's all of them, right? Okay. Everybody have this now?
Yes.
Could you go to the weight one to set weight?
That's what we did before.
I'm just making sure I have the right one. So I had it as another thing, so I have to change it to the get integer. All right, thank you.
You understand, I'm sending down here, like if they ask what the height is, it's going to go down to the bottom and say, what is the animal's height right here? If they click on, or if they do weight, it'll say, what is the animal's weight? I'm using the same procedure, but changing what the prompt says. Understand?
Yeah.
So we're using the same procedure twice anytime we want to get an integer, just by changing what the prompt says. Because it'll say enter the weight of the animal or enter the height of the animal, depending on which one we're trying to get. Make sure you save. Oh, what's going on there? All right, so now we're going to go back to our dog show. And we're going to create another pet. And I'm going to just run this out. for now. So I'm gonna have to go through it all. And this is all I need right here. And something like that. Hopefully that the check will work. All right, let's try this bad boy. Under the breed of your animal. Okay, so let's say beagle. What is it? Hunting, birding? No, sporting. Okay, so that works. Let's try it again. And if I put in height as a, there you go. See, the prompts are right for what we're asking for. There you go. It works. Run your program, make sure it works. Anybody have one that is not working at this time? Everybody's is working.
How strict do you have to be with the new lines? Because mine works. It just the lines aren't spaced out. They just one after another.
What do you mean?
Like there's not a empty line in between the prompts.
Oh, that's as long as it looks good.
It looks good.
I mean, I don't know. I think I put an extra one in there. In other words, let's go down here. See, I put an extra one right here, I think. It's probably the one you're talking about.
Can you just run it back one more time, just so I can see the output?
I misspelled that.
Every time I get to the bottom where it says like the breed and then the number, I
Yeah.
just get shepherd and then, or I get like that breed and then 0.
Okay. So that's got to be over in your dog here somewhere. So I'm assuming you have this here.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you have weight declared up here.
Yeah.
And then make sure you got, I changed this. Remember, I copied this. I bet you got height right here.
Oh, hold on, let me look. That's what it was.
See that? I'm like I'm like a mind reader. You know, the Great Kreskin. Right? That's what I should be called. You guys don't even know who the Great Kreskin is, do you? Do you know who Johnny Carson was?
Yeah, you
Johnny
got a
Carson.
talk show.
Carson.
Yeah, well, he used to put a turban on sometimes, and he'd have these cards or these envelopes, and he'd put them on his head, and he'd like pretend he didn't know what was on them, and he'd make up goofy things, and then whatever was in the envelope was what the answer was, and he called himself the Great Kreskin. It was pretty funny. So does that work now?
It's working now.
Sweet. Anybody else? All right. So that's basically how it works. All right. We're gonna go ahead a little bit deeper and fix this set group thing so it's more that they can only put in these 7 things. Now I created this. I'm not totally sure it's I don't want to say it the most efficient way, but it works. Okay, at this point, I haven't thought about it enough. This is when I was spilling coffee all over the counter. I was still doing this, and then I dropped my computer off the table onto the floor. So I was just happy the computer was friggin' working. So let's go ahead and get rid of this whole up to leave the 7 groups there. Okay, so we're going to go, I'm going to say Boolean found is equal to false. Oops, semicolon. I tell you, I get so mixed up between this and Visual Basic and Python. Some days I just can't. I don't know. Some of you guys are taking 2 languages at a time.
Did you mean hound or found?
Found, not hound.
Okay.
No, it is found. That's good. That's good. But I don't know. Some of you guys, I don't know. Is there anybody in this class taking 2 languages at the same time? Like this and C++?
Yeah, I'm doing this in C++.
That's crazy, man.
I'm doing this in Spanish.
Oh, that. Well, I asked for another language, right?
You know what grade I got in Spanish in high school?
No.
C.
Hey, here's how far I got. I'll tell you exactly what I learned in Spanish. Hola, Isabel, ¿cómo está? Yo en Hola, Isabel, ¿cómo está? Estoy bien. No. See, I can't even remember. Bien, gracias. I don't know, something like that. I know what the bathroom is, and I know how to get a cold beer. So I'm figuring out.
That's all you need to know.
That's it. I did
The
the
most
same
important
thing in
things.
German. I think I took 1 week of Spanish and 1 week of German before I dropped out. So anyway, I was not the poster boy of being a student in high school. Anyway. It's funny because in grade school I was pretty much the kind of poster boy. I was like a crossing guard. I had thought about just having have it checked for the word, and then I thought that was kind of clumsy. But when my whole thing here kind of is, so maybe checking for the word would have been easier than how I got it set up. You'll see here in a minute how I'm going to set it up, but it's very long and tedious. And I've got to believe there is a better way. And I just haven't thought of it this morning. It will come to me in the middle of the night. Great Preston. But that happens when you're not programming every day and trying to hire. I want to go out and work in my yard, but I don't have time. And I think I'm going to hire a landscaper to come over. You know, I have a friend that knows somebody. So she's starting a landscaping company. In my garden. I don't have any grass in my front yard. All I have is gardens. Because like an idiot, I thought that would be easier if I just plant perennials or something in there. And I'll tell you what, grass would have been so much easier. Would have just had to mow it. And it wouldn't cost me as much. That was cool. It sounded like somebody just got in the car. Okay. So that's kind of my menu. So they can type in anything they want, right? At this point. Because it's taking a string. I'm hoping I fix this. So it only works with them. So now, 4, this is a new one. Char, CH. This is a for each loop. So this is for every character of what they type in, okay? So it's going to be answer. We're going to convert that to a char array. You understand this? Instead of counting the characters, this just says, okay, we're going to turn our answer, whatever they type in, be it 1 letter long or 100 letters long, into an array of characters. So like Doug, if I type Doug in there, the D would be char 0, and then O would be 1, and then 2 and 3, right? Okay. So then this is, I'm going to put an if statement in here. If char is equal to 1, sorry, 1 like that, or char or ch is equal to 2. Remember, you got to have these single quotes because these are chars at this point. 4 char 3. Now what I'm going to do here is copy those. And this would be char number 4. Oh, there needs to be right here an or. And then this would be 5. And this would be 6. Or would be equal to 7. Oops. There, get that so you don't have any red lines.
I have a few red lines. On the system.out.print, it says that there is an unclosed string literal. I don't know what that means.
Well, let's go up. You gotta have exactly what I have there.
I've got the do and then the open bracket.
No, if the print is red, then it's inside the print somewhere.
Okay, I think I found it. I put in a semicolon where no, never mind. It's still broken. I don't know what an unclosed string literal is.
Okay. So you, again, down the left-hand side here, make sure you got slashes in front of all those T's. Slash T, slash T, slash T, slash T, slash T, slash T, slash T.
All of those are slashed.
And T's.
Yes.
And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
Then you have a space. Then you have a word and then a slash N and double quote
Yeah, I have those.
for the first 7. The last one should just be choose space 1 through 7 and then a double quote parentheses semicolon.
I think it's handle. I missed a quote on the first line. That's why only the first line was red.
Ah. Huh. Anybody else getting red lines? There they go. Everybody's with us, right? Okay, so if that's like that, then if it's true, we're going to say found, not hound, is equal to true. And we're going to say choice is equal to character, not get numeric value of CH. So this is going to stop our loop eventually. This is converting this char into an integer for what comes next. And then outside of that loop, well, I guess we could make it an else. About an else. About system dot out dot line invalid. Okay, so that'll be good there. And then let's see, that one's in there, that one's in there. This is our do loop here. This is while found. False, keep going. That'll work. All right. So that gets the entry and switches whatever they put in. Again, this is my attempt on making it user friendly in case they don't type a number in. And yet I want them to, I need it to, I don't know if I really, so they can type anything they want in, okay? So I could have just made it checked for the number, I guess. Nah, it's just a different thing. But then, so that's what this does right here. This below. So now I want to turn that number back into a word and store it. So I'm going to do a switch here. I can spell switch. And choice. Scroll up. And let's do that. Case one. Case one will be this root. It's equal to hound. And then I can just do this. Okay. This will be case two. Case three. Case four. This will be working. Will be sporting. One will be terrier. Oops. Will be 7, 6, 5. This becomes 20. Non-working. what I got wrong here? And sporting career. Oops, I forgot to working is 6. And this one is drum roll, please. Hurry. So basically just go from there. So let me try it now. Let's see here. Let's go over to AKC Dog Show. And we should get a prompt for that now. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the breed of animal is a ankle biter. Ooh. I think I double hands. That happens when sometimes when ooh, because they have that space in there, apparently. Yeah, let's see what happens if I just put okay, we need to fix that somehow. Height in inches, 36. 50 pounds. There's our, and let's call him a working dog. Color is black and tan. Oh, didn't even print the. Let's change this to get group. There we go. And you can see it prints out working. Let's run it and try and put something in there that isn't in the list. There you go. So that seems to work good, except for our, why is it getting that? Get breed, return breed. I hate this command next line. Let's see if that works for us. What did I have in there? Oh, so that works. Okay. So next line just means instead of having a single word, you can have spaces and stuff, but you need to be careful with it because sometimes it creates havoc. So that works. So again, by testing, we saw that when we typed in this next here and put in 2 words, it thought that that was the next entry was for the height of the dog. Okay, because it went down and went to height because we had 2 words separated by a space. Okay, so just change that to next line right here, and that'll prevent that to happen to you. So what do you guys think? Does yours run? Is it cool?
That's pretty cool.
I had a little bit of an error. It said
Where?
invalid entry a bunch of times.
Where?
When I ran it, I did the border collie thing that you were doing.
Okay. Did you change this to next line?
I did change it to next line.
Okay, so stop it and run it again.
Okay.
Use border collie again or something with 2 words.
And what's the type of dog?
Border collie.
So it's working?
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm herding then.
Oh, herding. Yes, it's a 7.
The phrasing though, that was great. So it's working then?
Yes, no.
White. What's the color? Is it white and
It
tan?
don't matter. Purple.
Okay.
Purple.
All right. It works now. It just had a little bit of an error, I think.
All right. So what do you guys think? That's about it for my, and you could have, you could get as technical as you wanted, for like tan and or colors available, only these colors. But that gets a little iffy, How do you come up with all the colors? These are the actual, I looked these up, these AKC things. So those are the 7 groups. Like if you watch the Westminster Dog Show or that, these are the different groups that they judge. Like I said, this took a little bit of, and I don't know why. I still would have had to use this if I want, because I didn't want to print out that the group they're in is a 7 or a 5. I wanted to say actually herding, non-sporting, toy, whatever. Okay. But I didn't think, when you have a user, I don't want them typing in hound or sporting because the chances of them making an error is a lot more than if in fact they just type in a number, right? I mean, 1 keystroke is a lot. Then I thought, okay, well, I'll just, like we've been doing, use the first letter. But then I had duplicates. I had herding and hound, terrier and toy, so which letter goes to which one of them? So that's when I came up with this fiasco. But it does work, and this is kind of something new for you guys right here. There's 4 each loop. What else? So I think that's pretty good for today. Any questions?
Did you get my email that I sent you yesterday?
Was it hate mail or what?
No, it wasn't. Just informative.
I did not. I haven't had a time to even check my email this morning. So
Okay.
I'm sure it's fine, whatever it is.
He was spilling coffee.
I was too busy spilling coffee all over. And then my wife had to leave, so I'm sure when I go in there, it's still gonna be all over the counter.
You gotta speak in an accent if you're gonna call yourself English. Don't
Yeah,
put it on, chap.
I mean, I still speak English.
No, with like an English accent.
Like
No,
I put it in the boot of the car.
you what?
Well, if that's everything, then we can leave, right?
Can I go now?
Oh, you make me laugh. Yeah, we're gonna hang on.
I just got to make sure something's okay.
Oh well, I hope it is. Oh God.
Well, my mother was a vulnerable person, so I can't live with her, so I have to deal with.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Dealing with it with the best I can.
All right, buddy. Well, God bless you and your mom both. So, all right, guys, that's it for Doug today.